Calvin Hollywood is an expert community builder who's been working with online communities since 2005. In this video, I talk with Calvin about how he became a larger-than-life internet personality despite being deeply introverted.
When you do it all the time, it becomes more and more natural. And I do it to serve. I'm not playing this role. I am this role.
How he runs a $1 million business while still managing to finish work at 1 p.m.
You need some leadership skills when the community is getting bigger.
And his philosophy of treating business like an endless game.
When a game has no results, when the game has no ending, you can focus on the game.
Calvin, super thrilled to have you on the show, man. You've been, you're kind of a celebrity on Skool. You have many different communities.
I don't feel, is it? I mean, it's hard to, you know, I spend the whole day alone here in my office. So I have no clue. I know that some people know my name, but it's so weird to hear something like this.
I wonder why that is. I mean, maybe part of it is because you have Hollywood baked into your name and
or maybe I sound like a German guy because of this, or I don't know.
Yeah, but there's other Germans on the platform. I don't think it's, you have, okay, so let's start there then. You have, like, you seem to have this personality that, that feels like a larger than life personality from my perception. And I think a lot of people experience that. But I also know that there must be some intention to that, right? Because Calvin Hollywood, from what I understand, that's also like a persona or an identity. Like,
it is.
Let's talk about that. Where does that come from?
Yeah, it's a second identity for sure. This is not what I am at home. So, but the point is, I'm not playing this role. I am this role. And I think for me, it's really normal to have different kind of identities when you go to work, when you go to a wedding, or when you play with your kids. The identity shifts a little bit. You think that different, you talk different, you act different, you even maybe think different.
Yeah.
And Calvin Hollywood, the persona, or was born when I was a Photoshop artist. I was in the military. And and then I did this artworks, you know, Photoshop, compositing, action, movie posters with guns.
Yeah.
So Hollywood movie posters. And I thought when I was an instructor in the basic boot camp, and I had some military jobs where I have to do different kind of things. So I thought this is not good. When they see my name, and when they see they outside of the military, I create this action, bloody movie. This is not good. So I need an artist name. Calvin was a nickname from the first English lesson in school. And Hollywood, I mean, it was Hollywood movie posters. There was a basketball player, Ron Hollywood Harper, and I didn't know what happened. I just called myself Calvin Hollywood. It was like this, but I had no clue what will happen, because then in the Photoshop world, get a little bit more popular.
And then it kept going.
Yeah, and then the first people booked the flight on Calvin Hollywood. I could not take the flight. And then I went to the building and I asked, I need the artist name in my passport, ID card. And it worked. So today I do everything with Calvin Hollywood. But this was a persona was born, and with all the attention on the stages and blah, blah, blah. But in personal life, I know you are familiar with this. I'm highly introverted. So I love to be alone. I can be quiet the whole day. I love the silence. I do not feel comfortable when I hang around with too long with many people. Yeah, so there was an identity. It was born. Then there were some triggers, like when the camera goes up, microphone, and then I can switch, or when I'm at work. And and they are totally different. I mean, but I feel natural. It's not acting. I don't feel like I have to act now or so.
I believe that. I know from my own experience being an artist, I've had different personas, different names over time. And you're going to act like yourself, but you'll have this kind of name. And I'm curious, like, because you say, you know, you're an introvert on your own, but then when you're on Skool and you're in a public setting, you do feel like you bring a lot of energy. So how does that work? Like, how do you make that switch?
Yeah, at the beginning, I have to act. I have to be honest. I can remember I was on a big event, Fotokina in Germany. It's a big photography event, and everybody knew me. So it was my first event, and there was a situation. A young guy, hey Calvin, can I take a picture with you? Autograph, blah blah.
Mm.
And deep inside, I felt, what the fuck? Of
Yeah.
no, I don't like to. No, but then I thought, this is not fair.
Mm.
When I would do this, when I act like this, I mean, this guy maybe
Mm.
is disappointed or whatever.
Mm.
So I was acting. I'm like, okay, of course, like
Yeah.
this. And I felt so uncomfortable.
Mm.
And it keeps going and going. I'm like, what can I do? So, okay, I do it for them. I hate birthdays when I'm in the middle. Everybody's looking,
Mm.
and I don't, I don't like it. I hate it when I'm on a stage. I'm a public speaker, and at the end you get an applause and
Right.
people stand for a long time. I'm running away all the time. I cannot accept it.
Mm.
But yeah, I acted before. I did it for them. I did it because it makes sense,
Mm.
and then it becomes more and more natural. Yeah, but yeah, I have to make this shift, otherwise it will not work. And then I would not say I can. Yeah, I enjoy it a little bit. It's normal, but to be honest, I like to live my life behind the screen, being alone the whole day. And this is why Skool is so perfect. I mean, I can talk with everybody in silence,
Mm.
with quiet. Yeah. But I'm a very boring person in private life.
When I first came onto Skool, I was doing work with introverted guys, like trying to help them be more confident and step out of their comfort zones. And I would often talk about like doing it from a place of service, you know, like sometimes we have to step out of our comfort zone. So how much of what you're doing right now in terms of your, you know, bringing that energy onto Skool, is that, how much would you say that is connected to service, like helping other people? Is it necessary to come with big energy like that?
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
Mm.
And I have to learn this because when I started, I had not this energy. And but when you, what is the English saying? When you like to lighten someone up, you have to burn for yourself.
Okay,
The
cool.
you have to be under fire when you like to
Mm.
lighten up other people. I
Mm.
hope this makes sense.
Yeah,
The
yeah, it's
translation
cool.
is maybe not so good.
Yeah.
So I thought I have to work on this, and I was practicing. Really, I did. So I watched characters,
Mm.
public characters, who did that very well, and then I was trying to imitate them, like what we did when we were childs.
Mm.
We like to be Superman, Spider-Man, and we were acting. I did the same. So I picked out my phone and practiced. What is The Rock doing? Hey guys, hey, The Rock is cooking. I,
Right.
I felt dumb when I did
Mm.
this, but I stepped into the identities of different people because then I knew when my, how to explain, mirror neurons in the
Yeah.
brain, they will accept it, and I have to become it a little bit more,
Mm.
and then I knew I can do it when it's necessary. But again, I feel natural. It's a trigger, and when the trigger is set, when the camera is on, I do it now for 20 years or so.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, it was difficult. Same difficult when I go to the wedding, when I have to wear a suit
Yeah.
and sit on a table. It was just horrible, difficult. But when you do it all the time, it becomes more and more natural. And I do it to serve. Don't do it for myself. I don't need anything. I do not need compliments, nothing.
Mm.
So in the young age, I was looking for it, attention, compliments, everything for my self-confidence.
Birth,
But
yeah.
now, because when you have this passion, you can bring more people to school, you can make them
Mm.
keep on going. And when you do not have this energy, it's very difficult, I think. Yeah.
So for people who are wanting to build a community, how important do you think it is for community leaders to bring that kind of energy to their group?
for them, when their mission is not like my mission to build communities, to show or to bring people to school, I think it's not so important. I mean, people, what I love when you do something, you are so calm and relaxed. You are such a good listener, and I feel comfortable to watch your videos. So when you would act like me, I'm like, I don't know. So it depends on the situation. And my mission is to show the people out there there's this nice platform, Skool. That's a big chance, and they have to see my.
Right.
And this is how I feel. So I need this energy. I can do it early in the morning, or So it depends. But when you have another topic, no, you can be calm, quiet. And I also know that some people don't like it. Many people ask me in German, why do you scream? Why are you so loud? Like, and sometimes I have to say sorry when I'm on stage. I'm running around. I'm sorry. Yeah.
What about, so for like, let's say somebody's starting a hobby community, for example, because Skool's got this new $9 offer, and there's going to be a lot of people starting hobby communities. And there's somebody who's got, maybe they're into skateboarding, or maybe they like movies, or maybe, they like some sport or something, and they want to build a community. They're going to need traffic, I guess. They're going to need to get energy to some degree to bring people onto the platform to build a community. Like, do you think it's still possible for some of those people to be more quiet and relaxed, or?
In the early stage, yes. But as soon as you are getting more members, and I'm sorry, I don't mean it in a bad way, I just overdo it a little bit to transport it. When you get more members, you will also get some assholes. And then you have to stand for something. You have to step in. You have to take care of the community. You have to kick asses, maybe.
Yeah.
I hope not, but maybe you have to do it.
Yeah.
And what I saw, I have some friends, they're running communities. They cannot do it. They are too lovely. And then sometimes I do it. And so if you notice, I need help, where's the problem? Find someone in your community who will help you out,
Right.
who assist you, and bring it on into the team, moderator, admin, or whatever. There are so many great people out there. You don't have to do anything alone or everything alone. So you are a leader. When you have thousands of people or hundreds of people, you're kind of a leader, and you need some leadership skills.
Right.
When the community is getting bigger.
Right.
And this is also maybe where the pressure happens, when some people don't like it. They posting bad things in the community. And you can find help when you like to stay like this, or you read some books and learn some leadership things. This is what I had to do back in the days when I have to build a team.
Yeah.
Then it's necessary.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I consider myself to be a nice person, but I also really believe in the importance of being strict and disciplined, and sometimes saying hard things to people, sometimes I'm not afraid to kick a member out, or like, I don't think twice about these things, because sometimes that's necessary for a community.
Yes.
And I know how, I know from hearing about how you run communities that sometimes you can be pretty strict with like how people should post, like you have rules and things. Maybe let's talk about that. Like,
yeah. I mean, I think my moderation is one of the toughest on the Skool platform. I know this. Many people tell me this. The reason is because I teach running a community. In other communities, maybe sometimes it's not so tough, but
right.
I teach it, and the numbers is the translation gives me right, or
the
the
numbers don't lie.
confirms that I'm right
Yeah.
in the long-term game. And I'm not afraid to show, how do you call it? Tough love.
Yeah.
Tough love.
Yeah.
It's all from love. So I hate it to moderate. I hate to correct people. I truly hate it. But I will do it because it's better for the whole thing. And this is why I do it. And I think I was the first person on Skool. I never saw that before with this "No Me" posts.
Oh
Do you
yeah.
know what that is?
Yeah, I remember hearing
No.
you. Yeah, but talk about that a bit.
Yeah. So I think if you like to have a better quality of engagement in your community, it's better to teach or show or explain your members that a me post is not good for the whole community. A
Mm.
me post is a post where you describe your own situation and then ask thousands of other people in the community for help.
Mm.
And people tend to help. This is in our nature. And when they like to help, they have two options. They can ask more questions about you. Yeah, but I have to know this and this and
Mm.
that to help you. And then it's getting a one-on-one and everybody has to watch and not everybody can share something.
Mm.
The second option is they do not ask for questions. They just share how they do something.
Mm.
So based on this, you can immediately ask for how do you do this?
Right.
Because it's not possible that somebody can tell you what you should do when they do not know you, your
Yeah.
budget, your goals, your everything. And so I start implementing, please do not make a post about your individual situation. When you like to fix this, book a coach or book a one-on-one call or jump into the live call.
Mm.
But please do not ask 50,000 in the Schooler community, 50,000 other people about their time to invest in your individual situation.
Mm.
And ask for many opinions that many people can answer, and then you can jump into it, use the reply button, go deeper. And this is the foundation of a good talk. And I start doing this, and it works very well. The early days are tough, and I will not recommend other owners to implement this rule straight from the beginning. You can go a little bit in this direction, because when you're running a smaller group, kind of a mastermind, I think you can make
More
me or I
casual.
post because everybody know each other. But in a big community, for me, it makes no sense.
To me, this sounds like a really logical idea. You've calculated, it's almost like calculated, you've looked at this possibilities and you're like, okay, because you can't do it these ways, we have to do it this way. How much do you think running a community can be boiled down to a science like that, to these kinds of rules?
I think about this all the time. The English word is the second order effect or something like this.
Yeah.
I call it thinking in the third consequence. I start years ago, I start thinking in a second consequence. That helped me a lot. And now I'm thinking in a third consequence. So when you do this, what will happen?
Right.
There will be happen something. That's the first consequence. And when this will happen, what will happen then?
Right.
That's the second consequence. And because of this, in the long term, what will happen then? So I think thinking in this second consequence is enough. But for a long-term game, even when you build a business, in a long-term game, you have always to think at least in a second consequence. And people who are in this hustle grind mode or like to get fast results, they think in the first consequence. It doesn't matter if they go to the gym or I like to get a six-pack, work out. When you overwork out, what will happen then? Or I'm a secure guy. I'm not a rusher. I'm not a risk taker. So I'm very, very calculated. Everything what I do, I think a lot. Maybe sometimes too much. This is why I move forward a little bit slower. But this is my style of thinking. Yeah.
It's interesting to me that you would say that you're not a risk taker. And I think for people looking on the outside, they'd say, this guy, his name's Calvin Hollywood. He was a famous Photoshop editor. He's been building communities.
I have no balls. I have no balls. I mean, I have balls, but I'm not a guy with, this guy had balls. I went all in 1.5 years ago.
Yeah.
But I cut it was $1 million euro business. I cut it down from one day to another. And many people say, wow, you have balls. No, it was calculated. And I was not it was not so important for me, the business side. So I'm not a risk taker. When I do something, it's calculated and it will work for sure, but based on research. Yeah.
I love it. So how much of these kinds of calculations can you do for an early community? Because I imagine that an early community, there could be so many different possibilities of how they can be built. So is it even possible to think about second and third order consequences when a community is brand new?
No, I don't think so. In when you build a new community, I think that the main job what I recommend is listen and observe and care.
Hmm.
So I see that many people build a community because of their ego. I want to build a community about this because I love it.
Mm.
I want to build a community about this because I want to code. I like to make them better. I want to build a community because I.
Yeah.
But the core mission in my world, it's just my world.
Yeah.
The core mission is you build a community. You have different friends. You have you know different people, and your goal is to bring them together.
Mm.
This is the core mission of a community, bringing people together. And when you do not know someone, why should you build a community? Because you have nobody to bring together. And I think many people like to build a community because bringing other people to me, you know, I want to build a community, but that's the ego. I want to have that people know me. I want to teach them. So the main thing is they like to bring people to themselves.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's just not my mission. This is why I always say, when you like to create a community, check your phone, check your DMs, check WhatsApp, see all the people you have in contact. What do they have in common? Please connect them, bring them together. Here's your first community. And then you can build on this. So in the early stages, I think not thinking in second consequence, more in what are the other people? What do they want? And listen to them and care and be interested. And this is the best foundation to build a very good community in the early days.
People, a big thing that people often say is that community and school especially is different than social media, because on social media there is a lot of status and ego, and it is about building your following, whereas school and community it really is more about service, at least in my view. So and I see that a lot on Skool too, and I'm guilty of doing that too, trying to build something because I thought it was a good idea and not really listening. So for people who are coming to Skool and don't have that experience of building a community yet, and all they know is social media, how do they even start?
Oh, it's very tough to bring our brain into the offline mode. I always think when you like to build a great community, think offline. Do not think online. Everything what works offline will perfectly work on Skool here. But the more you think online, maybe it will not work. And back in the days, it was 2005, I was running forums.
Yeah.
I had 5,000 members. Imagine this, 2005. 5,000 members, admins, moderators, offline meetups. So exactly what I'm doing right now in 2005. And back in the days, there were no likes. There were no likes in a forum and something like this.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And social media brainwashed us so extremely. Our ego, what we are doing, how we think, and it's difficult to switch this mode. It was even difficult for me was on stage, the personal brand, blah, blah. And then it was about everybody else. And I felt it. I want it. But the people want Calvin. They did not post. They were waiting until I post.
Right.
So I have to reduce the halo effect, what you have, to make you smaller. It was work to make other people bigger, to make myself smaller, that they posting more and more. Yeah, but it was a shift. It was a mindset shift, and it was tough.
When you made that transition to Skool, when you made your very first community, that was before they even had the ability to accept payments, right?
Really? Yes, it was. It was just free communities. Yeah.
So what was it like for you when you were starting your very first community? Like what were you all in at that point? Were you like, I'm going to make this a financial thing, or like what was it?
The first community, I was not all in. I was testing it.
Mm,
But after 2 months, I said, this is it. I went all in. So my first community, absolutely, I did everything wrong. I mean, well, I have to test it back in the days. The name of my first community, I still have the domain, was Hollywood on Stage.
mm,
So that the topic of the community was, in this community, you will get behind the scenes of my life.
mm,
Secret tips, blah, blah, blah. What a crap. So it was like social media, just a list with more about me.
mm,
And of course, people jumped in, yeah, more about Calvin, blah, blah. And then 3 days, I had nothing. Yeah, it was a dead community, of course. And then I was back in the content wheel. I
mm.
have to post to
Right.
keep the wheel going, posting. And my plan was to jump out of this content wheel on social media.
Mm,
And then I changed it. I changed the community to social media community. Then people start posting a little bit more, their own experience. And I'm like, oh, I'm reading something what is not perfect. I can do it better, but shut your mouth, Calvin. It's a community. You are not the coach.
mm,
So I was quiet. And then more and more people were talking about Skool.
mm.
And then after 6 months, I changed it from social media community to Skool community German. And then I found it. I'm still posting much, but it's more kind of a blog now because there are thousands of members in and people come to experience, to learn Skool, what that is. It's more kind of a news feed when updates coming out, something like this.
Mm.
But in all my other communities, I do not post so much.
Hmm.
Or let's say I post maybe sometimes a day or every second day, but every day, and this is what I recommend, I have 5 to 7 new posts a day
Okay.
in the community. And this is a good goal for a community.
Right. And those aren't posts from you. Those are posts from other people.
Yeah, right. From
Yeah.
other people, 5 to 7, well, 3 new posts a day, sometimes good as well. But I aim for 5 to 7 new posts a day from other people, not from yourself.
And how many communities, like you started with this smaller community, and then I think it became the biggest German-speaking community. Is that correct? Like one of
About
them?
Skool,
Yeah.
there are some bigger communities, but about Skool, I think it's one of the biggest or the biggest.
Yeah. And now how many communities do you have?
Oh, well, let's say I have 3 core paid communities.
Yeah.
I guess 4 or 5 free communities. And I am also involved in 5 more communities, certain topics, content creation, spirituality, cooking, baking, AI, a lot of stuff. I'm admin in maybe 15 or 20 communities. But I would say I run 3 paid communities and 3 free communities. So 6 what I'm very focused on. Yeah.
Okay. And when you were just starting those communities, like when monetization first came out, for example, like how did that affect your first community? Like when was it that you started to make money on Skool?
I can show you. When this came out, now you can charge money. Everybody was like, okay, now it's time to make some money. And wait, this was my first paid community after the free one. I hope it's not mirroring because I see it mirrored.
Oh, that's good.
It was the Inner Circle. It was $1,000 a month. And it was a yearly program and I had more than 20 members.
Wow.
So I made quite good money with this community. It was it was a high ticket one. From that day on, when it was possible, after a couple of days later, I launched a high ticket paid community.
Right.
I would not do it again for a year. A year was too long, maybe 6 months or so. But this was my first paid one. And my second paid one is still running. It was about building communities. We have now, how many members do we have? 600, a little bit more than 600. Many people are paying outside of Skool.
Okay.
And let me see the metrics. 72% are still active. So this was my first paid community. It started $49, then $59, $69, $79, $89, $99, and here it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you started to monetize, you were just like, boom, let's
Yeah,
monetize it.
yeah.
And right away it was like,
Yeah. And then I start my community, what I have right now. It doesn't work because nobody was interested how to build communities because they do not even know Skool.
right.
Then I made a paid community about client acquisition. Then I made a paid community out motivation, discipline, a challenge community. Then I switched these communities into the free. I tried everything and I failed so often. But nearly I tried everything in every direction. Yeah, and now I think I get it. Now I know my way. Yeah, but hey, there's still a lot of things what we can discover and create new ways. We are still the pioneers.
How much total revenue are you generating from all of these communities combined?
All right. Over the last 2 years?
Sure.
I don't know exactly, but it should be more than is it $1 million? It should be more than $1 million. It's not so much, because I never made more than 50 grand a month with communities.
Okay.
Never made more than 50 grand. And now I'm at 40, 45. The rest, what I made a lot of money was also with consulting. I was running communities for other people. We attended the first Skool games with the OGs, the first one, and I made it on the 11th place with the client.
Right.
11.
Right.
That was
devastating.
Yeah, but I made 50 grand a month just with consulting. So I made my 100K each month, but just I would say 40,000 with communities.
Right.
Or 50,000, 40 to 50,000. So I never made more, but over a period of nearly 2 years now, yeah, I don't know. It was for sure more than $1 million, I would say.
And how much of a team do you need to generate that kind of income and to build those communities, like so many different communities? Like how do you build a team around that?
I mean, when you start straight with the international market and you are running, let's say, 2 great communities, one free, one paid, you can do it alone or with at least with one person, I would say. In your team, you can make each month 100, 200, 300K. We just saw the video of the goat. Yeah, I mean, you can do it, but I have to be honest, it sounds a little bit like an excuse, but I was limited because everything what I did was in German, and the German market is way smaller.
Right.
So, and we are a little bit behind about this online marketing with Skool. So I'm a top earner on Skool in Germany with, let's say, 40 grand a month. There are not so many who earn more, a few of them. But when you go straight to the English market, yeah, I mean, I have a team of 10 people. But we do way more. We build communities. We have community agents who are behind the scenes. We have so many different stuff in this community game. So we are not just building our own communities. And this is why I need more people. But hey, you can do it in a small team, one-man show with the help. Yeah, you don't have to get a big team. Why?
So the big team, then it's like for you, the decision I guess, first of all, was it a conscious decision that you wanted to work with a big team, or did you kind of slowly hire and over time you start collecting people?
No, it was more, I don't like to lose the team. I'm coming from the coaching market and I had a big team and I switched to Skool. And I went all in, and after half year, I did not make the money what I need. I need 60,000 euro each month. And in the early stages, I have to go to my savings. My goal was not to lose someone's job.
Yeah.
I mean, this was my goal. And to be honest, still now today, I can do everything with 2 people. and can make more money for
Of
myself,
course,
more,
yeah.
how do you call it? Revenue and what you
Your
really
own
earn. What
profit,
is
yeah. Profit,
profit and revenue?
yeah.
I'm making good revenue, but the profit is not
Mm,
big right now
mm,
because I have this big team. I'm living here in a big space, and I love to work with the team. And my goal was to not lose them.
mm,
But when I would start from scratch, I don't think I would build a 10 people team.
mm.
That's difficult to lead. I mean, that's pressure as well, right?
That's so interesting to me that you would bring them on in that way. To me, that really speaks to the community. Like you had community before you even went to school, and that was a big part of it.
Mhm.
And I think that's really cool for people to hear because sometimes we might hear the big numbers about how much money a community is making or something like that. And it's not the making money is not just to buy the new Ferrari. It could be to support a team, to build cool
Yeah.
projects that help people.
So what more people should have the guts or the balls to earn less.
Mm,
That makes you not a bad person, right?
mm,
Why is everybody talking about making 10, 20 grand a month?
mm,
Just make 6 grand a month.
mm.
I mean, not many people make 6 grand a month.
It's
And when
true.
you keep 50% because it's an online world, it's
Yeah.
a community game, you keep, I mean, yes, you have to pay taxes, but you will keep 50%.
Yeah.
Then you have 3K a month to do something from morning to the evening.
Yeah.
What is not so difficult to do,
Yeah.
what gives you joy. Why should you make 20 grand a month when you can you have a, so I always say in German, it's hard to explain, what is the lowest revenue? What is worth it for you to do it from morning to the evening? To do something from morning to the evening what you love? What is the lowest revenue? What is worth it for you to get up in the morning and have a beautiful day?
I love that. Yeah.
This is it. So many people should be more, not be afraid to earn less. At least you have a great time, and Skool is built in a way you can build a business with less effort, not to do much. You don't need much. Be focused on the first $2,000 or $3,000 and enjoy it. And you don't have to make 200 grand. Why? It's so much more pressure. Trust me. I know both worlds. I'm making very good money, but I know the other world, and you can be happy in both worlds. I mean, you should aim for a little bit more because vacation, maybe you like to buy your parents something, or so more money is great. I'm still an entrepreneur. I love it, but grow it slow or get more money by accident. I'm sorry, Alex Hormozi. I'm not in so I love him. I will buy every book and I watch his videos, but I'm more the other energy guy, you know? I'm not a Bali guy as well, but you don't have to earn so much when you are happy, when it feels right inside of you. Yeah.
I asked you the money question because it's like the YouTube algorithm, putting the thumbnail where it's like, Calvin Hollywood makes this much money. Like people are curious about it. They want that excitement. But I think you're right, man. It's just about if you can figure out how to do what you love with your days. I mean, start from there. Why start with 100,000?
Yeah.
I'm at a place personally right now where I'm able to do school full time, and I've have these opportunities to grow or to put into advertisement or to do this other stuff, and I'm like, no, I'm just going to focus on making a better product, a better community, like doing more of what I love right now, and the growth will come over time.
Can you ask me how much costs do I have each month? I already said it, but
Calvin Hollywood, what are your expenses like every month?
60,000 euro each month. And now my question is, who of you out there like to have this kind of costs? So, because everybody's asking how much money do you make? And yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
But do you also like to have this costs?
Yeah.
I mean, of course you can make 100 grand with low costs, but in general, you adjust your living based on your income, and suddenly, oops. Yeah. So, yeah, I choose this one. I because I like to have these things, and my team and my office here, it's built perfect for an introverted person. But yeah, if you don't like to have so many costs, aim for less revenue. I mean, be happy earlier, want less. Yeah.
This takes me, I think, to the topic of mindset. I know we both have maybe a special relationship with meditation and with maybe like Buddhism and these kinds of things. Like,
Mm.
let's talk a little bit about that. Have you always been somebody who has been less focused on that kind of material stuff, or did that come over time?
It comes over time, yeah. When I started, I was an artist. I had no clue about money, and I didn't care about money.
Mm,
Then it becomes more and more. When I earned more money, it was attractive for me to get even more money.
mm,
And then I was so close to step into the circle, always getting more money,
mm.
because then I jumped into the business scene. I wrote a book author, public speaking, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Everybody was talking about money, and I was so close to lose my artist soul,
Mm,
my passion soul because of the money. And when I was at this point, I was not creative anymore. My creativity was gone
mm,
because I was always in focus. And I have this sign still on my table.
mm.
Awareness is more important than focus.
Can you read it in German? I'd love to hear the German.
Aufmerksamkeit ist wichtiger als Fokus. Maybe some attention is more important than focus, but I guess it's more awareness.
Okay.
So that you are aware
Uh-huh.
about the things, what's going around you,
Mm.
because the chances are in the awareness and the focus, you can make money,
Mm.
hustle. And I was in this culture, and I'm very happy that I'm not there anymore. I'm living in an Asian culture, family. So I start meeting monks. I spend time with monks because my families were supporting a temple,
Mm.
and God thanks, or yeah, the Lord, whatever it is. I don't believe in something special. I'm not a Buddhist, but I believe in something higher. Thank you for this direction.
Mm.
And now I'm not driven anymore.
Mm.
And I'm there's a German saying, never be satisfied, or something like this. But I am. I'm there where I want. I have no more big goals. I'm there, and I enjoy now the way, the situation, the moment. I'm not so driven anymore. I just need my 60 grand. And when I have this, all is good. Yeah.
Do you have any special practices or anything that you do in order to keep yourself grounded and more aware and more mindful?
Yeah. So first of all, I'm right there. I have another identity. When I'm in the monk mode, I change my clothes.
Mm.
I do not wear Jordan stuff because Michael Jordan was this driven guy.
Yeah.
I change my backgrounds. I wear orange shirts,
Wow.
orange hoodies. I change everything. I change my playlists
Wow.
to switch the mode. So everything is changing. Playlist, backgrounds, desktop, wallpapers, everything. This is something what I do to when I see, it's time to step in a different mode, because now I'm very driven with this money thing. Hold on, let's switch the mode. And it's a routine. I do, I would say 6-8 times a day. I'm thankful. So I hold on. I'm thankful. I do it all the time. I'm very, very thankful. I have here over there my Buddha, kind of where I can sit down and talk to my spirits. And I switch the mode, and then I read different books. I have different books. So when I switch the mode, I compare it with my clothes, with my wallpapers, everything, with music playlists, the kind of books what I read, and then I'm in a different mode. And after a while, I switch back to the business mode.
How often do you switch to that monk mode, and how long does it last?
Yeah, right now I'm in the business mode because we had some changes. The $9 thing. I made some changes in the community, etc. But when I feel okay, I would say sometimes a couple of weeks, and then I switch back. Sometimes I switch back just for a weekend into the monk mode. Sometimes for a week. Then I went many times the Camino. I don't know what.
Oh yeah, the famous
Where you
trail.
walk 10 days
Yeah.
outside. Yeah. So it depends, but most of the time I'm in the business mode, and then for a weekend or so, or for 5 days, I switch the mode. But I also, even when I work just until 1 p.m. Then all my to-dos are done, and then I'm just going with the flow. So morning, I have the must to-dos,
Right.
and after that, I do the can. What can I do? And I play every day still 2 or 3 hours video games. So yeah, I'm not the, what is the opposite of lazy?
I guess you could say driven or
Yeah, so I'm very lazy. Let's call it. I'm very chilled, calm, lazy. I have friends, they can work the whole day from morning to the evening. No. I'm more a lion, lying in the sun and chilling, and 4 hours work day. Yeah.
What are you excited for right now? If you're in this lazy mode, if you're relaxed and you're content with what's happening, do you have anything that you're really excited about that's happening, or are you more just like taking things day by day?
I'm not often excited, maybe temporary, because I'm not this, I hate a roller coaster, everything I mean, I'm now very passionate with everything. I am a little bit excited, but no, I'm very chilled whole day, and I have not this kind of peaks up and down. I'm always in a good mood. Everything is fine. I never have a bad day, never. But I also do not have peaks too much up or too much down. It's very all the time relaxed, happy, and no big goals. I enjoy the moment. I try to enjoy the game. I see everything as a game. But when a game has no results, when the game has no ending, you can focus on the game. When a game has an end or a certain result, you always focus on the result and not enjoying the game. And I switched my mind. Now I enjoy to play the game. And I can lose because the game does not end. I can win, I can lose. And when you can win and can lose, you are more enjoying the game, because in general, I'm a competitor.
Yeah.
But now I can relax because there's no end. Yeah.
Calvin Hollywood, such a pleasure to talk with you today, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.